Hello beautiful people, you are welcome back once again on my channel. So in this video we're learning how to make this very simple rich anti boo gown. Okay, so if this video is what you're interested in, please continue to watch. Make sure you watch to the end, okay, and subscribe if you have not subscribed. Thank you so much. So guys, you're welcome back. So you can see here on my table I have this brocade fabric. This is a damask, I think it's damask or brocade. So I have about 4 years. Yeah, you can use about 4 years on 3 or 3.5 for this gown, depending on your length. So here you can see that this gown, it doesn't have any shoulder joining, so you can see the way I'm trying to measure it. I'm trying to find out the actual, so this is the length I will be needing. So you just go ahead and measure out your length plus your folding allowance. Remember, we're going to be folding the down part, so I added extra 3 inches to my full length. So I will hold it from there, then I'll go ahead and fold it into 2. So you can see here the material was not enough, so my client bought 3 years, but it wasn't enough for her length. So but I went ahead to join half piece to down parts. Okay, so at the end I was able to get the full length I wanted for this dress. So here you can see I folded it into 2, that I folded it again. So here I'm trying to cross check to make sure the length is okay. So you can see the upper part here is the folded end. So from there we're going to be taking our measurements. The neck width, I used 3 inches for my neck width. So this is 3 inches for the neck width. Then for the back neck depth, I used 1 inch. So I used 1 inch for my back neck depth. Okay, so that is it. This is 1 inch for the back neck depth. So but for the front neck depth, I used 9 inches. You can use 9, 8 or 10, depends on how low you want it. So from here I'll go ahead and connect. You can see I connected the back neckline. So for the front, from where I mark my 9 inches, I'll go ahead and measure 1.5 inch inwards. So I have 1.5. I'll measure it. So from there I'm going to connect it to the neck width like so. So after that you're going to measure 1 inch down. From that point you're going to mark it all the way down to the hem. Then after that you're going to connect with a straight line like so. So we're going to mark this 1.5 inches all the way to the hem. I'm trying to cross check to make sure it's 9 inches all the way to the hem, to the bottom of this dress. So you're going to hem it, you're going to mark 1.5 inches. So you can see me connecting the dots. This is my 1.5 inches. This is for the front neckline. We are going to be cutting that 1.5 inch out and replace it with our doll face bridal setting, or you can use any plain material of your choice. So that is the essence of this 1.5 inch. It depends on how wide you want the plain material to be. You can still decide to use 2 inches, depending. If you use 2, it means the stripe you're going to, the design, the plain one is going to be much wider. So everything depends on the style, the design you are making. So from there now I'll just go ahead and I'm trying to measure, because I'll be using, I first of all mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2, then I marked 5 inches. Remember, this has only 1 pleat, so I have only 1 pleat. I'll be pleating one. This is 1 shoulder pleated. Some have like 2 pleat, but this is 1. So after marking the 5 inches for my pleats, so from there I'll go ahead and measure my sleeve length. Okay, so it means from your shoulder divided by 2, you'll mark your shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then you're going to mark your sleeve length plus extra 5 inches for pleating, for the pleating at the shoulder. and you're also going to add 1 inch or 1.5 for the sleeve folding. Okay, so after that, now I'm going to see the way I'm trying to mark it out. So I'll mark a straight line to eliminate this part I don't really need anymore. So I've cut it out. So from there, I'll go ahead and determine my sleeve opening. So the sleeve opening, so first of all, let me cut out this part. This is the back part. So after that, then we are going to work on our sleeve opening. So we're going to determine whether you're going to be using 9 inches or 10 inches or 11, how wide you want your sleeve opening to be. So from there, you're going to come in by 1.5 inch or 1 inch and give it a curve so that you get some kind of curve like so. So you can see the way I try to curve it out. So this is it. So from all the way down, you go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so if you don't want this bubu to be too big, you can decide to come in more. Okay, depending on how big you want it. If you want it to be more fit, so you just go ahead and you can come in by maybe 4 inches or 5 inches from the sleeve, then you curve it. So at the end of the day, it's going to be moderate. It's not going to be so big. So this is what you see me doing right now. So after curving it out like so, so you go ahead and, so this is what I have for the sleeve. So the next thing is go ahead and open it up. So you can see there's no joining at the shoulder. So I'm going to open it up like this, arrange it very well so that I'll be able to cut out the front neckline. Remember, we are yet to cut out the front neckline. So you have to open it up so that it won't affect the back while you are cutting. So you can see I'm trying to make sure everything is well arranged. You can see, then I'll go ahead and secure it with a pin. Then after which I'll go ahead and cut. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so after cutting it out now, as you can see I've pinned it out. So this is how it looks like. So this is the right side. So you can see. So this is the sleeve part. So I'm trying to get the shoulder line. So you can go ahead and iron this out. So when you iron it, you are going to be able to get your shoulder line. Remember, we are going to be marking, all the markings for the shoulder pleats will be done at the right side. So exactly at the right side of the fabric, we are going to be marking. So from here now, you go ahead and, so this, you can see my shoulder line. So from that shoulder line, you go ahead and mark your shoulder measurement divided by 2. So this is the shoulder line. So my shoulder divided by 2, then you mark it. So this line is my shoulder measurement divided by 2. It's going to serve as a guide. So if you are pleating half of the, from your shoulder to your, maybe to the hip or to the half length, so you are going to measure where you want your pleats to stop. So initially I pleated this tie stopped at the waistline or some few inches below the waistline. So that is where I stopped. I stopped at 19 inches. But later on, the client, if you watch the video, you can see that the pleats went straight down. So when my client came, she decided that the pleat should extend all the way down. So it's still the same process. Depend if you want it to stop to the hem, all you need is to just mark your measurement should also extend to the hem. So it's still the same. So you can see the way I'm plating it. So from that shoulder, I'll measure 5 inches. So I'll get the midpoint of that 5 inches, which is 2.5. So you can see the way I'm trying to hold it. So what I'm holding now is 2.5 inches. Remember I said my pleat will be 5 inches. So 5 inches, when you grab it, you can see I have 2.5. 2.5 is the middle point of 5 inches. So this is it. So you go ahead and do what? And pin. If you want to use 4 inches, then the middle of your 4 inches will be 2. So depending on the width of your material or how many pleats you want at the shoulder, that will determine the amount, whether you're going to use 4, at least the minimum should be 4 or 5. Okay, so now, so I'm going to pin it from one end, from the 19 inches, from this side to the other side. You can see the way I've pinned it. It has crossed the shoulder from one shoulder to the other. Okay, so I don't know if I'm making sense, but if you want it to reach, to extend to the hem, so the way I pleat, you can also pleat it all the way down to the hem. So I'm still trying to make sure everything is in line. You can go ahead and iron, but I wanted to finish and pinning it down before ironing. So that is why I'm using my tape measurement to make sure everything is in order. But to make it easy for you, you can just go ahead and use your iron to iron it down so that it will look more beautiful. So from there, you go ahead and pin after ironing, or you just mark and pin. Later on, you go to you iron it. So whichever way, you can see I stopped. This is the first design. I stopped at 19 inches waistline, or a few inches below the waistline. But later on, when you watch the video, you find out that I later extended it down to the hem. So everything depends. I think I have a video tutorial on this, on two. Yes, I have a tutorial on two pleats, two shoulder pleats, and it also stopped halfway. Yes, I also have another video. It's been a long time, on the bubu. The side is more like a curvy side. It's also a two shoulder pleated. I have so many tutorials of these different designs of bubu on my channel, so you guys can check it out. So you can see this is the other side. So you measure your shoulder divided by 2. From that point, you also mark your 5 inches. Then you mark the middle point of your 5 inches. Okay, from your shoulder measurement, shoulder divided by 2, from the center back or center front, you mark. From that point, you mark 5 inches again. Then you get the middle point of that 5 inches. Then you're going to pleat it. So you can see I'm trying to make the line, the marking, a little faint rather. I don't want it to stain. Okay, because this marking is actually done on the right side. So this is for tutorial purposes. If off camera I'm not making a tutorial, I'll just use my pin and mark. Okay, instead of chalking it, you just measure and pin, you measure and pin. But for tutorial purposes, I hope this is clear. Okay, so now, so after pinning, you're going to repeat the same thing. Remember, this is just one pleat. Okay, you're going to repeat it to the other side. I think we are done with this. I'm still trying to pin it. Okay, so now after that, the next thing now is to measure from the bottom, the hem part. Measure all round, all the way around to the other hem. So you can see I have my 60. So I'll start from there again and measure it all round. So this will determine the amount of the plain part, the plain material we're going to insert at the front. So I have another 60 there again. So I'll go ahead and continue. So now I have 120 plus 10 inches also. So 120 plus 10 inches is what? 130. So you're going to measure this on your plain material like this. So this is how you are going to measure it. So even if it has joining, no problem, but make sure the joining will be at the center back, okay, either at the center back or the hemming part, okay, so that it will not be showing maybe at the front, the center front. So I'll go ahead and fold my, this is my door face bridal setting. So I've folded it into two. On fold, I have 2 inches. You can use 2 inches or 2.5. So I'm using 2 inches because I removed 1.5. Okay, so 1.5 I remove is 3 inches. So by using 2 inches because of the allowance, you can as well use 2.5 on fold. Then the length is by what you measured round, okay, from one hem, from the, this is the front. So from one end of the hemming or the dress length or full length, you measure it all round to the other side, okay. So after that, that will determine your what you had. So I measured 60 by 2 plus 10 inches. So after that, you go ahead and cut it out. So you can see this is the second one I'm cutting out, because the first one will, the length of this bridal setting, it won't be enough. So you can see I'm trying to, so the first one is 60, then the second one plus some inches. So after that, you go ahead and join all of them. So you are going to pin. So after pinning, I'll go ahead and join them, okay. So like I said, make sure the join part starts at the back, the center back, or it should appear at the down, okay. So you know how to maneuver it. So this is it. So you can see our plate is done. I've gone ahead to iron it nicely. Okay, so guys, so now after that, I'm trying to show you how it's going to look like. It's going to be on fold like this. You're going to put it on fold. I'm so sorry, I don't know why. Oh god, the position of my camera was not positioned well. Okay, so now after that, the next thing is to hem. You can see this is the sleeve part. I'll go ahead and fold the sleeve like this. I'll be folding the sleeve like so. So guys, so let me show you, this is what I have done so far. You can see, so I went ahead to iron and gum stay or a stay. I ironed it in between. You can see at the wrong side I ironed it. So after ironing, you're going to place it into two like this. You're going to hold it into two like so. So from the center part, you are going to measure your shoulder round. So I have 14 inches here. So you're going to hold your main fabric into two from the center back. So you're going to, you remember we marked 9 inches, okay? Remember we marked 9 inches. So remember we marked 9 inches. So that 9 inches will mark from the front. So this is how you can see I've opened it up. This is it. So from this center back to the front is 14 or 13 depending. So how do you get this? You fold your back, so you can see you fold this back into two. This is center back, you fold it. So you're going to measure from here to your 9 inches in front. So you can see, remember the 9 inches were left at the front. So I'm trying to measure the 9 inches, you can see. So this is 9 inches starting from the shoulder line. So for the front is 9 inches. So but now you're going to fold from the center back. You measure everything round. So you're going to get either for 13 or 14 inches, so thereabout. So depending on what you used, okay, whether you use 9 inches or 8 inches. So you're going to also fold this plain material into two. Then you're going to measure that 9 and 14 inches or 13 depending on what you got. So that is your market. That's where you're going to sew all the way down. So from this down part, So you're going to determine the how many inches of the opening you want. Okay, you're going to determine the opening. If you want it up or down. So as you're sewing, remember it's still unfold like this. You're going to stop there. You're going to stop. So from that 14 or 13 inches up, you sew to where you want your slit to stop. So after that, you're going to place it into two like this. So this is how I got this. You can see the neckline. You're going to fold it into two after sewing, then you iron. So from the center back now, I'll place the center back of the plain material. You can see. Then I'll pin it all round. So that is how to sew this. So I'll go ahead and pin. Then I'll go to the other side. You can see you pin it all around, starting from the right side. Remember, right side, so that by the time you sew, it's going to fall inwards to the wrong side. So you're going to place this, the plain material, going to place it at the right side. You can see I place it at the right side. Then I'll sew it round, so that by the time you turn it, the rough edges or is going to fall inside. Okay, so I hope this is very clear. Then you can see, so this is how I'm going to sew everything. So after that, now I'll go ahead and close the sides. I'll be closing the sides, okay, or shaping the side. Then I'll hem the down. So I have like I added 3 inches for the hemming. So you go ahead and hem it. So after this now, our dress is super ready. Okay, it's no big deal. It's very, very simple. So now for the stripe, for the tying inside, remember, so this is my stripe. Just create a stripe. We are going to attach it from inside. Okay, inside. You can use your waist measurement from your shoulder to waist. You measure your shoulder to waist or your shoulder to under bust, depending on where you want to add a belt, inside belt. Okay, so after that, you sew it. So from the center front, you're going to measure, maybe use your dart, maybe 4 inches or 3 inches. So you attach it. Okay, so after that, you sew it. Then this is the finished look. It's very simple. So this is our finished look, guys. So this is the outcome. This is the outcome. You can see. So remember I said my pleat stop at the waistline, but later on when my client came, she said I should extend it down to the hem. So if you watch the intro, you can see the pleat is all the way down to the hem. So that is the so guys, thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial. I hope you find this video helpful. Check on my channel for other tutorials related to this. Thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial. Bye.